Hello, my fellow volcano freaks. So this one in Iceland on the Reykjavik Peninsula is one of a kind. That guy keeps us busy, and it keeps the people in Iceland busy, especially around the Swartsengi power plant right now. And it's a close call. Volcano versus men, and let's find out who's winning. So around 7:30 this morning, they were working hard continuously. They had worked through the night to get that overflow over the defense wall in check. That has happened at 3 to 4 spots. They were busy building a second defense wall to get that overflow that was reaching towards the Swartsengi power plant in check. It was still far enough away from the power plant, but it was constantly approaching because constant liquid red glowing lava was coming over the L1, how the wall is called, defense wall. And then when they were almost like having a good progress with the second defense wall, it was building up in there too, because it was kind of like, as you see here, an enclosed area. So what you create in there is a new like lava lake, lava pool. But if it builds up there, then it will go over this area as well. So they had been spraying the lava with water. They had been throwing rocks on the lava to cool it, to prevent it. Lots of dozers, lots of work. So in the morning, there was still an eruption visible in the main crater at the eruption site, but they couldn't see that there was much lava flowing from it. But what you have to understand, the lava that is coming towards the Swartsengi defense wall is lava that has come out of the crater like yesterday or the day before yesterday even. So this is still pushing forward. So it's not that even if the crater starts dying down, this flow can happen for quite a while longer, and that's the risk there, because it's kept them busy quite a bit. So they were saying, like yesterday, we're racing against time and the lava's not cooperating. And you see in many pictures how close this overland piping system of Swartsengi is already. You also don't want that damaged. Of course, if the lava flows into the power plant, into the critical infrastructure of how the whole power plant works, that would be really, really bad. And then one of you wrote in the comments, well, if the power plant is damaged, how does the Blue Lagoon then get its water? Ooh, that would be not good, right? If the Blue Lagoon doesn't have any water anymore. The main flow of lava is at the defense wall at Swartsengi, and there's also lava that is gathering there, and that takes a long time to solidify. And the lava flow that is still coming over the dike is not super great, but it's constant. And it's flowing constant, and then the lava carpet inside Swartsengi is stretching out constantly as well. So that's why they're saying that probably for the next few weeks, not days, they will have to closely monitor this lava flow, even if the eruption ends. It seems that later today in the day, that crater did indeed die down. So the Icelandic MET Office has released an update, and they say that there was little activity visible in the crater yesterday and today. So they say the eruption seems to be over. They say the eruption that started last May 29th seems to be over. Yesterday there was little activity in the crater, and this afternoon there was no activity when the civil defense did fly over the crater to do a drone check. So also what they said yesterday, the turbulence on the nearby seismometers has also dropped and is now comparable to what has been measured before the eruption began. Yeah, of course, if there's still lava flowing out, it shakes the ground a little bit. And you see the graph here, it has gradually died down. But they're saying, however, it can still be expected for some time that older lava will continue to flow slowly along Sillingerfell and then north of Sillingerfell and then towards the defense wall where the breaches had happened. So then later in the evening today, Icelandic time, around like 9-10 p.m., also they were saying, the scientists that are working there were giving a statement. They said they think the eruption is over and that the work groups have mostly managed to stop the lava flows that flooded the defense wall at Stillingerfell. So they have really been working hard at this, and they're showing this picture where they're really close to that lava flow with their machines. So they're saying day and night the contractors were at the defense wall and have fought against that. And so when they heard today that another lava was still flowing over the defense wall in one place, so that must have happened during the day, they still had to continue their work. And a geologist at EFLA said, that's the company that supervises these things, they say it's a good thing that the eruption is over. We're raising the defense walls and we're widening it, and we're preparing to make an attempt to stop that lava tongue that they're dealing with here and then suffocate it with soil. So they will dump gravel on the lava flow that's creeping over the park, and on another one is being cooled with water. And as far as the cooling goes, they always said this is experimental, right? They've never done this before. They said the cooling has exceeded expectations on the tip of that lava tongue, especially on that tongue that's a little bit further east from the other breaches. And he says, so where they have been cooling, they haven't seen any movement there since the morning. So that's a good thing. So what they did is, he says, by bringing enough water right up to the hole where this lava is flowing out, it's been creeping underneath that existing black lava carpet, and it was pushing against the defense wall, and then a hole opened there and that red glowing lava was flowing out. So they tried to water the hole to close that hole. So that's interesting if that can be done, right? Because that was quite a stream that was coming out there. So he says, by bringing enough water right up to the hole or the source where that lava is coming over the wall, we had the possibility to influence the lava flow. That's what he thinks. So he says that one thing needs to happen, the conditions need to be right for water cooling. So they need to be able to reach the lava with the flows, with the hoses, and then have enough proximity to really be able to spray it. Also, what he means with the conditions need to be right, the flow of the lava must be small. It's not possible to stop a large lava flow at high speed, as it happened when the eruption first started. It was flowing rapidly and spreading very fast, faster than the last eruption. And even then last Tuesday, when that lava lake, one wall broke like a dam breaking, and it was sending this lava river towards Swartsengi, they also probably would not have had a chance to cool that down. And of course they're stressing this is still an experimental activity. As he's making a joke, he says it wasn't like that we could Google it and then we knew how to do it, because there's nothing like this that has ever been done. I mean, they did this in 1973 in Vestmannaeyja on the Westman Islands in Iceland to basically not stop the lava flow, but divert the lava flow so that it wouldn't damage their port. And it has worked, and they were able to stop a larger lava flow than what they were dealing with here at the Swartsengi area. So, they said, we've been thinking about this for a while, and then the circumstances were arising where it was decided to try this, and we're still cooling. And I told you in my last video, unfortunately, they just ordered equipment needed for cooling efforts last week. So they were late with this. They could have ordered this last year. So they need powerful pumps and equipment, and it needs to be brought to Iceland, right? So what they are saying, what they said Icelandic time, they're ahead of my time, so evening in Iceland. They said the lava tongue that's currently running over the park is slowly expanding. So they're not out of the woods yet. I mean, the volcano is kind of helping them right now in a way that the crater seems to have stopped sending new lava. So what he said is that lava tongue is warning the second defense wall and kisses it a little, it touches it a little. So then he was asked, you've been working here now 24/7 for a few days. Are you still worried as much as you were like before? Because they were really concerned. So he says, well, not that much anymore. The activity appears to be waning in the eruption itself. So we have a little bit more control over the situation. So I have to say, they're lucky. I think had the crater not stopped and would be going on, let's say for another week, I think the second defense wall would not have been enough and they would have a serious problem, because the only way, if you look at the geography, is, well, to heavily maybe try to divert it so that it would flow down Grindavik and towards Grindavik, which is also not great. I mean, then it would have to be caught by the defense walls there and flow along the western defense walls. And also there was quite a big lava flow when the eruption began. It was clogging up the road that goes out to the west of Grindavik, Nesvegur, and also Grindavik. Grindavik is the road that gets hit the most by these eruptions. So overall, they think that their operation to protect Swartsengi, the Swartsengi power plant, a geothermal power plant, was successful. But what the geologist at EFLA also says, it is uncertain how the development will be in the next few hours, because the lava is still coming. So he says that it seems they were successful. But after the weekend, he says the work on strengthening the defense walls will start again. And not only that, probably, I mean, it's too early for that now, but they need to clean up as well, I think. I mean, if you see here, RUV has posted a picture of Grindavik, how it's been damaged by the lava carpet and the lava still flowing there. And, you know, it's not that this is like a 30 centimeter or like a 3 feet height. This is really high. That lava carpet has building up, and they need to clean up that road or build the road on top of that lava. But then, I mean, they'll have roads like this there pretty soon. But we will have to see. What also has happened, that the National Police Commissioner, in consultation with the police chief in Sudorns, has decided to move the level of public safety, the hazard level, from dangerous to a level of uncertainty. And that makes sense, because if the eruption has died down or is very, very little, and there's only one threat right now, and that is at Swartsengi. So they say they stopped the lava cooling for the time being, and they will spend the next days evaluating how everything worked out. But what they say, it's safe to say that the work on this lava cooling has yielded a lot of experience that will be useful when the eruption starts again in the future. And it looks like that it will, because the land keeps rising again underneath Swartsengi, where that magma chamber is located. It seems that the land rise is not as fast as it was before, but maybe that will change now that the crater has stopped erupting. So maybe now more magma will accumulate in that magma chamber. Again, we will have to wait and see. It's amazing what nature can do, but it's also amazing what these work teams have done. And I think they deserve more than a weekend break. I think they deserve a big chunk of an extra pay. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please leave this video a like, subscribe if you're new here, and join our group of volcano lovers. And because I love to see you guys here in the comments and chat with you. And thank you so much for your support, for the supers you've sent me in the last few days. Guys, it's greatly appreciated. It helps out my farm, and the coffees you keep buying me on my buymeacoffee.com site. The link for that is in the description if you want to support me there. Thanks so much, guys. I see you very, very soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.